Tonight we had about 100 people downtown on the streets of Baltimore to protest instances of police violence against black people, and the demonstration comes just one day after a Kentucky grand jury decided not to charge any of the police officers involved in Breonna Taylor's death with murder. WMAR 2 News' Ray Strickland is downtown. He's in front of City Hall right now where the protest ended. And Ray, you talked to some of the protesters. How do they feel about the decision for Breonna Taylor's case?
Jamie, I would say angry, frustrated, and hurt. One of the organizers of the protest, a young black woman from Good Kids, Mad City, Baltimore, even said it gave her a sense of deja vu. She feels this is yet another example of how police violence against black people continues to go unchecked.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
This young woman was among at least 100 people who showed up at tonight's protest. It started outside of Baltimore Police Headquarters and, as you mentioned, ended at City Hall. You can see them marching probably here through the streets of downtown, chanting Black Lives Matter and Breonna Taylor's name. Her death and the decision not to charge the officers involved with murder is becoming another flashpoint in this national reckoning on race, and another reason why these protesters feel police reform is needed. Protesters say this is not a moment, but a movement, and they tell me they won't rest until change is made. I spoke to a 17-year-old black girl who was here, and she gave us her reaction to the announcement from the Attorney General in Louisville, Kentucky. She even said racial injustice is starting to take a toll on her.
I was at a complete loss. You know, it's so hard, and you work every day to fight for your life. And when it really comes down to it, and we get into the courtroom and they say all of them are acquitted, on the same day, 65 years ago, when Emmett Till's case was acquitted, it's hard to, it's a cycle, and it's so hard to hold on to hope. I never felt more hopeless.
And I will say the protest tonight was peaceful. Police did not make any arrests, allowing people here to express themselves. These protesters are hoping their voices are going to be powerful enough to break a painful cycle and bring change to a criminal justice system they feel is broken. Live in downtown Baltimore, Ray Strickland, WMAR 2 News.
Where Ray is standing out to Las Vegas, we want to show you this is a night of two protests across the nation that formed after the state's attorney announced no charges for the death of Breonna Taylor. Tonight, the Louisville Metro Police Department declared an unlawful assembly, saying some protesters broke windows. Some drivers also hit protesters in Denver and Buffalo with cars. So we want you to stay with WMAR 2 News for the very latest on the developing story, both on air and online on WMAR2news.com. And we will also bring you any new developments on Facebook and Twitter. And Good Morning Maryland will have continuing coverage starting at 4:30 tomorrow morning.